Live from Febvre Stadium on the campus of Placer High School in beautiful Auburn, California. Touchdown Production, simply the best in local sports television, is proud to present the Hillman Road to the Playoffs. Tonight in the battle for the playoffs for third place, your Placer Hillmen take on the third place Colfax Falcons. It's a must game to keep their playoff hopes alive for one of these two fine teams, so don't you dare change that dial, because we've got Placer versus Colfax right here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Well, the Placer Hillmen get to enjoy the home cooking tonight and the home field advantage at the famous Febvre Stadium at Placer High School as they take on the Colfax Falcons here in a pivotal game in the Pioneer Valley League. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our Foothill network of stations. This is Marty Mortensen along with my color commentator, Paul Brown. Our producer and director for tonight's game is Gilbert Dominguez. And, of course, the rest of the Touchdown Production sports team has made its way in the new Commander 2 to Auburn, California on a beautiful evening here in the foothills. And, Paul, the PVL has to be one of the most exciting leagues in all of football right now.
Boy, you're sure right about that, Marty. The rains of last Friday night made conditions at every field so treacherous, and because of that, there were a few upsets, beginning with the El Dorado defeating the undefeated Whitney Wildcats and the undefeated Lincoln Zebras getting past those Placer Hillmen we're seeing tonight.
And that has turned the standings upside down and left the door open for a lot of exciting situations to occur here in the final weeks of the PVL season.
Well, you know, Whitney still owns the tiebreaker over Colfax and Bear River, so a win by the Falcons tonight is crucial because, as you know, there will only be two teams advancing to the PVL in the postseason.
And for the Placer Hillmen, the loss to Lincoln was a setback in their dreams of the postseason. And now that they have to take care of business here at home tonight against the defending PVL champion to set up a crucial game next week against the Whitney Wildcats.
And, of course, everyone will be looking at the Bear River game tonight to see if the Bruins can derail the Zebras by giving it their all at the PVL teams that only have one loss.
So there it is. It's playoff fever is in the air tonight as both these teams try to keep their hopes alive. As the teams continue to warm up, we'll step back away for the first time to thank our football underwriters. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the PVL and DVL standings. So don't you go anywhere, because we have the Placer Hillmen against the Colfax Falcons coming up next here on your NorCal Game of the Week. Like to remind you that this football edition of the NorCal Game of the Week is being brought to you tonight by Hanson Brothers Enterprises. Hanson Brothers Enterprises is all about aggregates. They've been serving their customers in the foothills since 1953 and are always ready to assist you in every phase of your project. When you need crushed mine rock, base rock, sand, landscape rock, or ready mix, concrete mix, Hanson Brothers is the name to remember. Hanson Brothers Enterprises.
And by Hastings Development, Inc. Kevin Hastings is your Grass Valley neighbor who has built more than 70 homes in Placer, El Dorado, and Nevada counties. HDI's homes range from custom Mediterranean villas to moderate income communities. That's why HDI enjoys a reputation for quality, honesty, and the company that you seek to bring your projects in on time. This is where quality is built in. Hastings Development, Inc.
Nevada Joint Union High School District, our local school district, reminds you that you do have a choice while attending high school in Nevada County. From traditional comprehensive schools at Bear River and Nevada Union to the many alternative high school programs, the Nevada Joint Union High School District is working hard to make sure that they have a school that fits your needs while serving our community with higher education.
California SIP Homes. Premier's structural insulated panels, or SIPs, are a high-performance engineered wood product with a super insulating core and a rigid expanded polyurethane base. It's using SIPs results in a highly efficient structural building system that is extremely strong and very energy efficient. Ask for them by name at California's SIP Homes, where they are saving energy for tomorrow.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Mike Bratton knows the winning team when he sees one, and that is why he supports the NU Miners. And he has assembled a winning team himself for you in the insurance industry. So whether you're looking or working with Kathy, Karen, Bobby, Jennifer, Sarah, Nicole, or Amy, you'll know you're working with the best in the business at Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating a decade of local sports television in the foothills. This is Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying thank you for joining us all across our Foothill network of stations as we follow all of the local football and volleyball teams on their road to the playoffs and the section title. And Paul, what a beautiful night here at Febvre Stadium in Auburn as these two fine squads are warming up on the field. There's the band director. Nice program here at Placer, and it's going to be an exciting game because both of these teams have got to come out with a win tonight, and how do you do that?
And another reason it's going to be a great game is because the community support both of these football teams so vigorously. Across the way I can see the visitor stadium, they're lined up across the track, all the way around behind the goalposts. We're going to have a good crowd and good support for both teams, so it'll be fun.
So let's take a look at the current standings here in the PVL. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, we talked about it earlier. Lincoln has the only 3-win team currently with 3 wins and no losses in league play, followed closely by Whitney with that upset last week, Marty, we talked about. They also have 3 wins and 1 loss. And then here we have this logjam here with Colfax, Placer, and Bear River. And that's how this game becomes so important. You can see it on the screen. 2 wins and 1 loss for both this Colfax Falcons and the Placer Hillmen. And then tonight we'll be listening for Bear River to see if they can come up with a win. And they're playing the first place Lincoln team.
And if they can upset Lincoln tonight, that's really going to throw a log jam into this PVL standing. So it could be anybody's.
That would really
race.
be fun. You bet.
Here's the Delta Valley League. And as you can see, we've got Elk Grove is the top team in the standings. They're 6-1 overall, 2-0 in league. Franklin is also 2-0 in league, followed by Davis and Nevada Union at 1 win, 1 loss. And Laguna Creek 0-2 and Valley 0-2. So Nevada Union is playing Elk Grove tonight with a must-win situation. And if they can't come away with a victory, I thought they were playing Davis, but maybe I'm confused. But one way, okay, they are playing Elk Grove, and one way or the other, Paul, they're gonna Nevada Union does have to. This is a must-win game.
Sure, a lot like the Placer Hillmen tonight, Marty. Nevada Union may have only won 2 games this year, but one of them is the league game. So they could, by winning tonight, could get right into the mix of things in the Delta Valley League.
All right, we'd like to tell you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by A to Z Hardware, A to Z Garden Center. The A to Z Garden Center is ready to help you. Of course, they carry fertilizer, seed, and garden tools, and they help you design your yard. Dan Wheat specializes in irrigation design, and Master Gardener Christine Smith teaches you which plants will grow best in your area. Let the manager April Reese show you around at A to Z Hardware. It's an A to Z Garden Center.
And by our friends at Pioneer Motors. Pioneer Motors has been voted Nevada County's best car dealership for the past 7 years, and they appreciate the trust you have in them. They pioneered the no-haggle pricing policy years before it became popular, and all their cars are Carfax certified with a complete 126-point inspection and then flawlessly detailed. That's why they say they have the best cars at the best prices every day at Pioneer Motors.
Chan, Moon, Kirchbaum, OD, Jerry Chan, and Lisa Moon want to introduce you to Dr. Stephanie Kirschbaum and welcome her to our community. Dr. Kirschbaum has specialized with young children for many years and was a recipient of the Young Optometrist of the Year award. So stop by and meet Dr. Stephanie Kirschbaum at Chan, Moon, and Kirschbaum ODs, where they protect your most precious gift, the gift of sight.
And by Hughes Body and Fender, it's easy to say that NU football dad Clay Shockey has been repairing cars all of his life, because he has. As a third-generation collision repair technician, Clay has seen it all, and that's why his 47 years in the business gives him the experience that you need at one of your most vulnerable times. That's after an accident. He works with all insurance programs and has towing and rental cars available. That's Hughes Body and Fender, where experience counts.
Soft Answers. Owner Dallas Wivholm specializes in software management, design, and consulting. That's why he's the best friend your computer system has ever had. And Soft Answers is a proud supporter of Nevada Union Sports and all the enjoyment they bring to our community. Dallas salutes the commitment of all the players, coaches, and their families.
Welcoming you to Placer High School's Febvre Stadium, home of the Hillman.
And we also like to welcome these new underwriters to tonight's game. And let's hear it for Centurion Mortgage. Dina Hoffman is a proud Placer Hillmen mom. And just like the Hillman, Dina is a winner in the mortgage industry. She loves living in our community and helping families reach their dreams of home ownership. To Dina, everyone is qualified, and she knows there's a loan for you just as well. That's because Centurion Mortgage has years of experience to guide you through the loan process. So get ready to move with the help of Centurion Mortgage.
And by Neighborhood Ace Hardware, locally owned and operated in Auburn for the past 12 years, your friends at Neighborhood Ace invite you to come in and experience what customer service really is all about. Michael Ryan has assembled a winning team, including several of your favorite Placer football players, John Slane, John Koch, and Nathan Johnston, the Wrecking Crew, they call themselves, and they can help you find what you need among the thousands of products that Ace Hardware has available. Or just come and talk to them about the last Hillman victory. So that's Neighborhood Ace Hardware.
And welcome new underwriter, FoothillsPreps.com. When you want the latest sports results from all of the football teams, send your computer to FoothillsPreps.com. At FoothillsPreps.com, they cover all of the local sports that you're interested in all year long, from junior football to girls softball, Little League baseball, to the high school scene. Nothing gets by FoothillsPreps.com. Coaches, players, and their families know how to get the latest news and results, and now you can too. Bookmark this site. It's FoothillsPreps.com, Nevada and Placer County's #1 youth sports website.
And by Magnuson's Auburn Toyota. The President's Award is given to an automobile dealership demonstrating excellence in sales, service, and parts. And for the 7th consecutive year, the winner has been Magnuson's Auburn Toyota. That says a lot about Magnuson's and the customers who shop there. That's why they're the biggest in the foothills, but still offer hometown service. That's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota.
Now we'll rise for our national anthem, and we'll be back to bring you the kickoff in just a moment. Nice job by the Placer High School band on our side of the field playing the national anthem. We're about ready for the kickoff. But before we do that, let's tell you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by Plaza Tire and Auto Service. We've got big news from Plaza Tire. There's a new Plaza Tire in Colfax. That's right. The same great service and repair enjoyed by customers in Penn Valley and Nevada City is now available in Colfax at 1774 South Canyon Way. Their new number is 477-2925. Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Professional auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs. Now open in Colfax and proud to be a part of the Colfax community. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 11th season of presenting only the best in local sports television across our Foothill network of stations. Well, we're about ready to have the kickoff. There is the new coach for this year for the Placer Hillmen, head coach Joey Montoya, talking to his players and encouraging them as the kicking team goes off onto the field. I believe that Placer won the toss but deferred, or I believe maybe Colfax won the toss and deferred, so that's why Placer did win, so they decided to defer and kick off. So that's how it's going to start here in this as we get ready for the exciting PBL action. Here's the kickoff. It's going to go deep downfield, and it's taken by over the left side, and he gets a big yard, still on his feet. He's going down the sidelines.
That was Jordan Harvey for Colfax.
Yeah, he took that kickoff about in his own 10-yard line and took it over the left side. I kind of lost him in the crowd there for a minute as he went all the way up the sidelines, gets the ball out to the 35-yard line. So a good return of 25 yards for the Colfax Falcons, and they start now on their own, looks like 35.5-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. They send 3 flankers out to the right, shotgun formation, and there's a handoff up the middle, big hole, and can't see who that ball carrier was. That was
looks like number
12.
That's the Slobotny. David Slobotny, Marty, has 10 touchdowns this year, and we'll be seeing a lot of him tonight in the backfield. You notice when he went through the line, you thought he was stopped, and just a burst of speed just rambled on for about another 7 yards.
He sure did. He picked up a first down. Brings the ball all the way out to the 46-yard line of Colfax. There's that same play again. Oh, there he fakes it this time, and now they dish it off to Zablotny, but he drops the ball as he tried to turn the ball upfield. Kind of took his eye off the ball a little bit.
Very interesting formation they've got, Marty. They've got 3 flankers off to the right in staggered formation, a wide receiver, a slot back, and then their utility halfback. And so it draws all of the defensive backs over to the right, and it leaves Zablotny open in the middle. Interesting.
So 2nd down now and 10. Going back to pass, being rushed. He's got a man over the middle, but they didn't turn around to look for the ball. That was intended for Zablotny, and it looked like there's a flag on the
late
field.
Flag came in. Something's going on with the late flag. It looks like it's going to be on the Hillman.
Yeah, it looked. It might be on Colfax. It looks like there was an illegal man downfield. Let's see what they say. That's what it was, illegal lineman downfield, so they'll step off 5 yards if they accept that penalty.
This is a big Colfax team. We've seen them play before, and it's a big offensive line, and we'll be talking about these linemen as the night goes on. Sure. There's our headlines judge, Steve Bear, marking the ball. There's a good camera view of the official.
Eligible receiver.
One of the fans sitting off to my left, he wanted to know if it would be okay to shake his cowbell. I said, Pink, have a good time. You're out here to have a good.
We're in Auburn here, aren't we?
Yeah, they got a lot of cows in Auburn. Okay,
Yeah.
in motion. Now there's going to be a flag called as Ballinger came in motion to the far side, and now let's see what the call is going to be. Now they're going to step off that 5 yards right back as the crowd doesn't like it.
It looked like there was an offside.
Encroachment.
Yeah, but there was obviously encroachment on the left-hand side of the line.
So now in motion now is Devine. There's a snap looking deep over in the flat. That goes over to Hood. Makes a completed pass. Picks up about 9 yards on the carry. And so it'll be third down and just a little over a yard and a half. There's a good shot of Hood.
A lot of weapons on this Colfax team, Marty.
Sent 2 receivers deep, and then Hood just came out into the flat and wide open.
Swung out of the backfield.
So big third down of the game here for the Falcons early. Low snap, but then it's handed off. Almost stopped, but he gets the first down. Coming in and almost stopping him was number 50. That was Rattay, but just lost the tackle and then squirting for the first down. Who was the ball carrier?
Zablotny.
Zablotny again. When they need a few yards, they'll go to Zablotny. He's picked up quite a few all season long. He's probably leading the team with.
He is. He's got 93 carries this year, a total of 421 yards rushing.
There's a direct snap back, going back to passes. Cook over the middle. They got his man. Guess who that is?
Bollinger.
Yes, it is. Joey Bollinger picks up the first down. So the Falcons continue to drive as they get inside the 30-yard line of Placer. So Placer has not come up with a stop yet of this fine Falcons team.
Bollinger is far and away Luke Cook's favorite target. He's had 32 catches this season so far, 4 touchdowns.
Here's the I formation. There's that quick handoff up the middle over the right side. That looked like Bollinger. Some blocks. No, let's see. That was a new back in the lineup.
Cody
Schaefer was the ball carrier.
Tackled by Jordan
Just came into the ball game.
At the 28.
Picks up maybe a yard on the play, so it'll be second down and 9.
It looks like Schaefer is coming in for Zablotny and spelling Zablotny, and number 44, Clay Hood. So they will be in the backfield now or in the slot position.
Now there's another penalty. Might be a delay of game. Let's see what they call. Here's the referee.
Red ball. Delayed game offense.
Boy, I'm on it tonight, huh?
Boy, those are killers, too.
They are.
5 yards, they're driving at second down, and 9 is bad enough, and now it's second down and 14.
9:38 left to go in this first quarter. Placer's still no plays on the board yet for them offensively as the Falcons continue to drive. Single back in the backfield behind Cook. Fading back, plenty of time, right over the middle, and dropped the ball. That was Hood.
Pass incomplete.
Hit him right in the hands, wrong spot.
Wrong spot, yeah. Well, it looked like he was turning up he was so wide open, right over the middle.
Here's the replay. Let's take a look. The first thing you can say is he's got a lot of time. He stands back there and looks, and then it hits him right in the hands.
See, he turned his head there?
Started to run before he caught
the ball. So that'll bring up third and about 14.
They'll be throwing. Watch for Bollinger on the far right.
3 receivers out to the left. Fake hand. Now they're going deep, and he's wide open, but coming back and making the interception for the Hillman is Matt Ross. So the crowd goes wild as Ross picks up that interception, brings it on up to about the 20-yard line.
Matt Ross with the interception.
Matt Ross doing it in both directions for the Hillman.
He brings it out
Catches interceptions, throws touchdowns. This guy can do it all. Here's the replay of the of that interception. He's got a lot of time. There's no hurry, but he kind of lobs it up. And you see the ball is a little bit of a quail. And then he goes up high and just outhands him.
Nice defensive play by Matt Ross on that.
Coming around the outside. And not only does he get a good interception, but he gives the Hillmen some field position as well.
On the 20-yard line, that was as good as a kick into the end zone. There's a swing around the left side. He's got some running room, and he picks up a good yardage, almost out to the
Moskwa, the ball carrier.
Moskwa, the ball carrier. He's the big horse for the Falcons. We've seen him a couple times this year.
You bet. He didn't play last week, I understand, Marty, but he is their leading scorer on the team. Let me give you a stat on Moskwa. He is the leading rusher with 110 rushes this season, averaging 6.5 yards a carry. So I understand also that he ran for close to 200 yards against Bear River.
Yeah, one-man wrecking crew.
Wow, this kid can play. We'll look for a big game for him tonight. If they're going to win, and the Hillmen are going to defeat these Colfax Falcons, they're going to need a big game out of Moskwa.
So Moskwa is close to the first down. They're going to take a measurement.
Purchase over $100 at Diamond Pacific.
They'll stretch the chains out. And it looks like it's going to be a first down. First down, let's see.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
First down, Placer.
We saw the JV team run that play several times tonight for Placer. That must be one of their bread and butter plays for both the JV and the varsity. JV tonight came from behind 17-7 and ended up winning by a score of 21-17. So it was quite a comeback for the Placer Hillmen. On the JV side, we've got we'll tell you the referees here in just a minute. So 1st and 10 for the Hillmen. There's a backward pass. It was, and there's going to be sacked for a loss. I don't know what that happened there.
I'm not sure what they were doing.
That was to Harrison.
It looked like he wanted to throw the ball. Looks like they were going to
I think they're going to throw a pass. They had two receivers downfield.
Sure.
That was strange. There was a penalty on the play.
That was Jake Carlisle receiving the pass that was actually a long lateral.
While we've got this minute, we'll tell you that picking up the flag there is the head referee, Eddie Cervantes. The head umpire is Mike Maddock. Cervantes. Head linesman is Steve Brewer. Line judge is Wendell Berkesi, and the back judge is Dave Guerrero.
I'm glad you were doing those. And not
yeah,
me.
that's it. They give me all the hard names there.
Yep.
And my pronunciation, I apologize to Eddie for that one.
So the Placer Hillmen will have 2nd down and a half a mile. Looks like about 23 after that penalty.
So here's the pass out into the flat, and it's going to be caught by Gottsmer.
Bruno Gottsmer on the reception.
Got back some of that yardage.
And he paid for it dearly with a strong tackle
29.
By number 29. Here it is. Long pass on an out pattern by number 4 Spencer Lewis.
Good catch. Went up high for that.
And look at his tackle.
Oh, nice drive in there by, that looked like, I think it was at number 29, Cody Harris. Here's the inside handoff. And it Falcons right on top of that as they close that down right at the line of scrimmage.
Jake Lopez
that front floor for
the
Falcons stopped that play. So that'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation for the Hillmen. So what looked like a promising drive of getting a 1st down on their first play from scrimmage turned into a big loss, and then they couldn't regain the yardage. So it will be 4th down and about 8 into punt formation.
to Jordan Harvey and
There's
Jeff
the Hillman.
Devine.
There's the kick. Good end over end. Taken in there by Jeff Devine. He gets it up to about the 50 or close to the 50-yard line.
Colfax.
It'll be
He's
spotted
tackled by
on the
Parrish
46.5-yard line of the Falcons, and they'll have 1st and 10. Good field position to start this drive.
Both teams came out throwing, Marty. Both teams were interested in passing the ball in their first possessions. Colfax looked like they would have scored, actually, if it had been for that interception. And they seem to be the stronger offensive team on the field.
Go back in shotgun formation again. There's a handoff sweep over the right side, trying to cut in, can't do it.
Oh, good play.
Nice defensive play by
Colton Rossi.
He
came in, fought off 2 offensive blockers to make a good stop there at the line of scrimmage.
He's very quick off that ball, too. So no gain on the play.
Okay.
There's a handoff. Bread and butter play to
David Zablotny.
He picks up about 5 yards.
At the Placer 48.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. I formation behind Cook. Fake handoff pitch back. And he may have gotten, there's a fly coming in late. Might have been a spearing. Devine, the ball carrier.
And Devine looks like he fell forward just far enough to get the first down. Depends on what this penalty is. It's going to be a hold. Holding against Colfax.
It came up short, I believe. They may want him to punt. If they decline the penalty, it'll be 4th down and about 1, but they're...
Boy, that'd be risky.
It would be. I would...
Let's see what they decide to do.
Now they're going to step it off.
Yep. Well, it is a 15-yarder. No, I beg your pardon. It's a 10-yard
10
penalty.
from the spot of the foul. That'll bring up 3rd down again, and it'll be 3rd and 11. But you give Cook another chance to throw that ball. That could come back to haunt him.
And Marty, he's got all day back there. They're not putting any pressure on him.
No, they're not rushing him at all. He fakes. He's got it. Man going deep over the middle. He's got it. Oh, and he's hammered. But he's got the 1st down. Catching that ball for the Falcons was Reset.
Nick Rosette on the reception.
That was Luke Cook, number 7, throwing that pass. What a beautiful passing platform this kid is. He really stands back there, looks the entire field over, finds the receiver, and lets it go. Like we said,
he's got no rush. He's got nobody in his face, so he's got plenty of time to throw and pick out his receiver. There's a handoff up the middle again by Zablotny, and that'll go for about 3 yards.
Zablotny brought down by Derek Hicks at the
Hicks making the tackle.
36-yard line.
That'll bring up 2nd and about 6.
In the game, number 14, Joseph Proctor comes out for Bollinger.
Once again, plenty of time to pass right over the middle, and it's caught. Oh, necktie tackle. That was Cody Harris receiving that ball. Boy, he's going to have to check his equipment to see if his head's still in the helmet. So Harris makes that play right over the middle for a 1st down. Clock continues to run, 5:10 left in this first quarter.
This is a really experienced bunch of receivers for the Colfax Falcons. They're getting open regardless of the defense.
There's a quick handoff again, right up the middle. Takes it down to about the 10-yard line or close to it. The ball carrier was Cody Schaefer. wholesale substitutions come in as
Colfax first down at the 12.
Colfax has got a lot of depth in their team, and they've got plenty of rested players. There's a handoff again up the middle. That is Cody Schaefer again.
So the 1-2 punch of Schaefer and Zablotny in the backfield, they just spread out the receivers, they threaten the pass, and then the holes up the middle seem to be just abundant. They're pretty much running at will.
Unfortunately, Will can't make a tackle. So Colfax, if they're running at him, he's not making any tackles. There's a pass out into the flat. He dives down to about the 2-yard line. That was Zablotny on that little flare out to the right into the flat.
He's brought down by Parrish.
Parrish makes the tackle as he comes up and stops him short of the goal line, and I think they're going to spot it on about the 3. Now they're looking to see if it's going to be a first down, where it could be first and goal or third and goal. Now they're going to call timeout for a measurement. We're late here in the first quarter. Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying thank you for joining the NorCal Game of the Week as we enjoy bringing you all this exciting high school football action.
As we see the chains being moved to measure for the first down. 4 minutes and 1 second left in this first quarter. And there is no score. And it looks like they're just short, Marty.
Yep, looks like just half a football. They'll bring it out and spot it. It'll be third down now, and that much for a first down and 2.5 yards for a touchdown. So I wouldn't be surprised to see number 12, Zablotny, take it right up the middle again. That play seems to be getting 3 and 4 yards at a pop every time.
You know, it's a good opportunity, though, for Placer to hold them right here. If they can hold them and they opt to go for just a field goal, it would be a victory.
I think they're in 4-down territory. If they don't,
I think so.
If they unless they lose some yardage or have a penalty. Third and short. Quick handoff over the left side. Is going to take it in with a touchdown. Boy, that was Sean Moore. Boy, that right over the left tackle slot. Big hole.
That was
nobody
a no
touched
touch.
him.
Yeah, it was a no touch all the way into the end zone.
So Colfax first to get on the board with 3:57 left to go in this first quarter, as the crowd is silent here on the Placer side.
There's one of their fans. You're going to get stoned over here.
I know.
They're going to throw rocks at you, man.
I'll fire them up. Coming in for the extra point. Holding is Lewis, and now there's a penalty. Someone came across or somebody moved or came across early.
These are some rowdy fans here on the Placer side. I don't know, maybe we should move our booth over to the other side.
It's all in good fun. Everybody out here to enjoy the ball game, and snack bars open.
It's a great night here, October evening.
Offside. They'll decline the penalty. So Lewis will hold. Here's the ball is up, and it is good.
Paul Cook is good for Colfax to score.
Paul Cook
Colfax 7, Placer
makes the point
0.
after. That's 7-0 now with 3:57 left to go. Here's a replay on that touchdown, Paul.
Let's take a look. And like we said, it's a no touch. They're just blowing the whole right-hand side of the line out. Look at that. Marty, even you could have run through that one. You betcha. He's, what, 5, 6 yards into the end zone before he's even touched. So the Colfax Falcons are obviously the dominant team, both on the offensive line and with their offensive scheme, throwing and running it well. The Placer Hillmen have got to get back into this on this series. They've got to come up with some points here just to stay in this game if they're going to stay with these guys. If you can't stop them, you got to outscore them.
You got to score them, exactly right.
Oh, here's a good score. The
Bear
River's up 6-0 over Lincoln.
But the thing is, they missed the extra point again.
That seems to be an Achilles heel for those guys.
But the kid can kick the field goals from 35 yards out. How do you miss the extra points? I don't know.
Maybe you start running them. I don't know.
So back for Placer to receive. Looks like Koch is going to get that. Let's see. You know, there's a handoff. Oh, and Colfax is right on top of that one, and they're going to bring him down. What a play! That was Jeff Devine came up and he smelled that one.
They weren't going anywhere. He might just as well have kept that ball and kept running and gotten some yards, but he made the reverse to Muskawa, and like you said, it went nowhere. Moskwa, sorry.
No problem. So now, deep in their own territory, about the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Hillmen. There's a penalty flag, so nothing seems to be going the Hillman way tonight.
And it looks like it's going to back them up. It looks like it's going to be offsides. We're waiting for a call. It's a false start.
False start. First down, that'll be 1st and 15 from just outside the 5-yard line. So from deep in their own territory, first down, going back to pass, out into the flat, quick hitter to Gottsmer. He goes down and a...
Bruno Gottsmer on the reception.
That's Bruno Gottsmer.
Harvey came in and made the tackle.
Gottsmer catching his first pass of the night. I am looking at the stats, and it looks like Gottsmer has 1 touchdown this season.
So Matt Ross over center. Inside handoff. He fakes it. Going deep. He's got his man wide open and caught for a first down at about the 35-yard line. Great catch by Tweetmeyer.
That's Matt Tweetmeyer, number 15.
Boy, that ball was thrown a little bit low, but he hung in there. He was wide open.
He was wide open, and they just weren't expecting it. He rolled out. It was a good fake into the line. Here's the replay. We have a replay. Yes, we do. It was a good fake into the line. He throws this ball on a string, Marty. Look at this. And Tweetmeyer actually has to come back and get it.
But there was nobody around him. The closest defender was Sean Moore. Here we go as that play was late in developing, and they only end up picking up 1 yard, I believe.
That was number 25, Ross Muskawa.
DJ
Balmain made the tackle.
At the 38
So it's 2nd down and about 8. Big play by the Placer Hillmen.
Like I was saying earlier, Muskawa is a big part of their offense. 110 rushes so far this year, averaging about 6.5 yards a carry.
So there's a handoff over the left side. Masqua, the ball carrier,
at the 42-yard line.
picks up a couple. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Here's that ball, that carry, and then Matt Rusi coming up and making a big hit. Bang!
Oh, baby.
That's nice.
Rossi, Colton Rossi. He's he makes you pay with all the tackles he makes.
He leads the team in tackles, and you can see why he likes to hit.
So 3rd down, roll out to the right. He's going to get sacked. Boy, that play didn't develop at all, and losing yards all the way back to the 35-yard line. So what looked like a Placer drive starting is now turned into a punt formation.
36-yard line.
I'm speechless.
That's why he's doing the directing.
That's right.
Here's the punt. Oh, it's a high one. Fair catch is called for by Harvey. He makes the catch on the 36-yard line. Well, once again, Colfax Falcons in good field position. Well, Paul is going to tell you that this game has been played on the Placer, mostly on the Placer side of the field all night.
That's a fact. The Hillmen have to start getting some pressure on Paul Cook. That's all there is to it. If they're going to let him stand back there and pass, they might as well go home now. They've got to get in and give him a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, there's a quick handoff. That looked like Zablotny again, as Luke Cook handed off over the right side to Zablotny, and he picks up a first down. So they continue to grind it out on the ground. 48 seconds left to go in this first quarter. It's been all Colfax here in the first quarter.
Boy, Zablotny is one quick little back, and he's not a big guy. I'm looking at the stats here. He's about 5'8", but he can hit that hole. Look at him. There he goes again.
Over the left side, turns the corner, and then he's brought down about a 2-yard gain.
Zablotny, the ball carrier.
Tackle made by Gottsmer, I believe.
Midfield.
Takes the ball to midfield. So once again, the Falcons on the move. 13 seconds to go. They may let the clock run out.
Zablotny is actually listed at 5'9", 180 pounds, but that's probably when he's fully dressed with pads.
Yeah. Looks like the clock is going to go down to 0, and that'll end the first quarter with the Falcons on top by a score of 7-0, and had that interception not been picked off earlier on that first drive, this game could be at the 14-0 level.
That's a fact. That was the one big play that kind of saved Placer for this first quarter. As you see them talking to their coach there on the sidelines, they know they've got to get some pressure on that quarterback.
Well, right now, the quarterback, Luke Cook, is not even going back to pass. There's Tony Martello, the Falcons coach. But
don't forget that the Placer Hillmen Boosters Club.
You know, Colfax comes up with great athletic teams in baseball, in football, certainly in basketball. You and I watched them go all the way to the league championship last year and beyond. And, you know, it's a small community here, but it's a strong athletic organization. The fans support them. The kids come out in droves to try out for these teams, so they always have a lot of kids in the sideline. It's always a deep team. A lot to be said for this program and the head coach.
Rockland in the first quarter, Del Oro 7, Rockland nothing.
Placer comes out.
Bring up second down and about 7. In motion is Hammond. Going back to pass, flag thrown, and nice almost catch by the man in motion, Brett Hammond.
Pass incomplete.
Let's see what they call here.
And the intended receiver.
It looks like they're calling over the captain.
Illegal procedure. This penalty will probably be declined, I would think.
Let's see if we can see it. I think we have a replay here, Marty. Here it is. Well, nothing that I can see.
No, they went up, dropped it. It was a ball thrown a little bit high. Well, they did accept the penalty. That'll bring up second down and 11. So now in motion for Colfax is Devine. There's that fake handoff over the middle. He's got his man. Oh boy, how nice is that? Nick Rossett.
Nick Rossett going up high to get that ball. And Paul Cook just got it away before he was tackled.
Try Luke.
I'm sorry, Luke.
Well, your name's Paul, so
Yeah.
everybody's name's Paul, right?
I like Paul.
This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Paul. Once again, the Falcons on top. There's that handoff again. And he picks up about 4 yards when it looked like there was going to be nothing there.
Zablotny carrying to the 31.
Zablotny.
So once in a while you get them wrong.
Yeah, well, sometimes you hear about it too. I formation behind Cook. There's that handoff over the right side, but coming up and making that stop for the Hillman was Parrish.
Parrish made the tackle.
Here's the replay. Up. I guess we're not going to have a replay. There it is. And that's
Watch the way he moves.
bang. And then he manages to get away
Timeout, Colfax.
and just keeps going, falling
Picks up
forward.
an extra 3 yards. No, timeout called.
Zablotny is smaller, but he's strong. Quick feet.
Fans, don't forget
Good
to visit
vision.
Diamond Pacific for lumber.
No wonder he's got so many
Decking,
yards this
coverage,
year.
Retaining walls and services.
One quick back. And they're opening up, that line is opening up some big holes. Look at number 72, Fowler. He's a big kid. He opens up some big holes in that line. Along with number 66, Sean Brewer. Also 65, Mark Sather. So that line kind of pushing back the smaller Hillman.
Yeah, the Hillman taking direction from their coach. No, looking at Tony out there talking to his offense, he's not happy.
No, you would think that they were losing yards on every play.
I think he sees that 7 points isn't not enough, but they should have more.
Third down and short. I formation. Fake pitch back, and now it's a screen pass, and the ball is dropped. They had blockers out in front. That's the second time tonight that Schaefer has turned to run the ball up the field before he had his hands on it, so he comes out, and that'll bring up fourth down. They're going to go for it, looks like. They know that they're not having any problems keeping the Hillman from doing anything on offense, so they're going to go for it. They're 4th and 4. In motion is Devine. Now there's a quick pass, and they got his man. Oh. Boy, that is. Ballinger is just right there. That little comebacker. That's a timing pattern.
And I'll tell you,
right on the money.
Luke Cook couldn't be more poised. He had a defensive linebacker bearing down on him, and he released that ball, waited appropriately until Ballinger made the cut and released the ball. Great coordinated play.
So now the ball's inside the 25-yard line on the 24, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. On the move again. There's a handoff to Zablotny, and he is stood up.
That was Brad Muller
on the tackle.
grabbing him before he makes it to the line of scrimmage. Fortunately for Zablotny, they stopped the play before Muller wrestled him to the ground.
Yeah, he's quick and he's hard to bring down, Zablotny is. In motion again is Devine. Now he stopped, and then they're going to...
Oh!
The receiver fell down.
And I'll tell you what.
Somebody really blasted.
Pass incomplete.
That was, about took Spencer Lewis's head off. I believe that was Lewis in the backfield, number 4.
It was. I guess he's
interchanging.
They're switching quarterbacks, Lewis and Cook.
Boy, there was a blitz coming fast and strong. Watch this replay. It's Lewis, and he sets and bang!
Oh man, he got hit.
That will.
That'll ring the bell a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a pass. Oh, nice. Good coverage by the Hillman, but turning around right in front of the defender. That looked like
Devine on the catch.
It was Devine.
Jeff Devine.
The 11.
Again, another perfect timing pattern by the Colfax Falcons. You've got to respect the fact that they have their timing is on tonight on their passing game.
So now they're deep into Hillman territory. There's a quick handoff to Zablotny again, and he goes over the right side for just a couple.
Zablotny carrying. John Cook made the tackle at the 10.
So that was Luke Cook at quarterback, and now in comes number 4, Spencer Lewis.
So this is what you call Lewis and Cook. Didn't they discover something on the Northwest?
Don't go there, Marty.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's too many fans around us that.
Going back, there's a fake handoff. We got a man open, and that's going to be intercepted.
Holy cow.
Boy, nice defensive play by Bruno Gottsmer. He comes up with a big interception as he cut right in front of the open receiver. Good defensive play by Gottsmer, and he's tackled in the end zone for a touchback, and we go out to the 20, 1st and 10. Placer Hillmen. Good, another good defensive play.
They dodged another bullet. That's a fact. The second pass that's been intercepted in the end zone, and at 7-0 now with 8 minutes and 40 seconds in the second quarter. This game could be 21-0 easily, Marty.
Sure, it could be, but good defensive work by the Placer Hillmen. Here's a pitch trying to turn the outside, cannot do it as the Falcons come up and make that stop.
Here's the interception. I think we have interception. He stands back with not a lot of pressure, but now the pressure starts to come, and the ball balloons up. He looked at the receiver all the way.
Yeah, too long.
Yep, steps right in front of him and makes the interception.
Good pass route by Ballinger, but it just better defensive work by the Hillmen.
There wasn't any doubt, though, where he wanted to go with that ball. He looked at Ballinger the whole way.
Right, and Gottsmer read that, stepped right in front. They're discussing maybe a possible penalty here. They're going to march it back. So once again, the Hillmen kind of shoot themselves in the foot as they have some momentum, and the ball goes back to the 10-yard line where it'll be 1st and 20.
Yikes. Yeah, they need to sustain a drive is what they need. They need a couple of first downs and move the ball to midfield and get down here a ways.
In motion is Lopez. Now it's a reverse around the corner. He turns the corner. That is Gottsmer, and he picks up some of that yardage. Looks like about 6 yards on the carry. Trying a little misdirection. Little deception on the Hillman part as they haven't been able to go up the middle at all against the strong Colfax team.
Looks like he ended up getting about 10 yards on that, Marty. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Okay, he did go farther than I could see there. So Placer now trying to get something going. There's a pass out in the flat, and it looks like it's caught. And it's going to be about for a 9-yard connection.
That's Bruno Gottsmer again.
He's a one-man show out there.
Yeah, he really is. He turned a little prematurely. He didn't quite get the first down in the pattern, so it looks like he left about a yard, which was a mistake. And now there's a flag go up. I'm not sure what that could be. Over there on the sideline, I would guess it's unsportsmanlike conduct. It's the coach is over there, John, over there. We'll see what they call. So let's see what the call is.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct
against Colfax.
I bet it was the coaches, because the coaches thought that was incomplete pass. Ball hit the ground.
So that will give the Hillman a first down plus an additional 15 yards.
So the fans have something to cheer about right here, Paul. Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown bringing you all this exciting action as we're high atop Febvre Stadium right about the 45-yard line, enjoying this game with the fans. They had to come out tonight to support their team. 7:23 left to go in this second quarter, and a big break there for the Placer Hillmen.
Boy, that's a fact. They needed something to move the ball along, and two big plays by Bruno Gottsmer. First the end around, and then the pass reception. And then a faux pas by the Colfax coaching staff.
So who does Tony Martello chew out if he's the one that caused the penalty?
I think it's his. Choose his own arm.
Wow,
there's
a good defensive play by the Falcons. That fired him up. Coming in there for making that stop was Dominic Nicoletti, number 24 for the Falcons. He smelled that play out, and he stopped it for about a 6-yard loss.
Also in there was Joe Crowley, number 5. I think they're finding out that if they blitz and don't give the time to the quarterback to get these long plays off.
Rolling out the pass now. He's being harassed, and he's brought down for another loss, as they only had one man in the pattern going out in the pattern for the Hillmen.
But you see, he had a fake handoff, and then he rolled out to his right, and his lineman actually had to move to the right. He didn't have time to get that play off. There's too much penetration by the Falcons.
That was Matt Free on the pattern, but the problem is you don't have enough time. The rush is coming in there too quick. You're going to have to get quick passes out into the flat. Here, he's going to roll out again. He's going to get sacked again for another loss. Coming up and making that stop. That was for the Falcons. That was Paul Cook. Made that. So now the Hillmen would look like they were on a roll with that penalty. And that pass completion have now got to go back into punt formation where they'll kick again. One man back to receive for the Falcons. That looks like Jordan Harvey has kicked right to him. And let's see what he does with it. He's going to come around the side, trying to turn the corner. Can't do it, but being sacked. Coming up and making that stop for the Hillmen was number 55, Desmond Colin.
Colin made a great open field tackle on that, tracking him down.
And he was one of the captains tonight for the Hillmen, along with John Slane and Jake Lopez, the captains for tonight's game. Now, once again, the Hillmen go on defense as Placer comes out with 5:14 left to go in the half. It's been all Placer as far as making the mistakes that have hurt them. So now I formation for the Falcons. There's that handoff around the right side to Zablotny, and he turns the corner, picks up about 8 yards before he's brought down by a horde of Placer tacklers. There we got
player down on the field.
I think he's just adjusting his shoe. Might have come off.
You know, you're not seeing the Placer defense stopping these runs. Leblatsky's running left and right, but I get the impression now that they're just trying to hold on until half with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left.
Now they're going to call a penalty, and they're going to move the ball back where it'll be first down and 15 now. So a big break for the Hillmen. Going back to pass again is Cook over the middle, and he leads his man Ballinger just a little bit too far. The ball falls incomplete. Well, that was Devine. It's hard to tell that number. That's 8. That's
number 50, Jordan Ratty, coming right up the middle from his linebacker position to put some pressure. That time on Luke Cook.
Timeout called by the Falcons, but that's what they got to do. They can't let him stand back in the pocket. He'll pick you apart.
I actually think that they were holding on him. He was coming up like a bull in a china
Diamond
shop.
Pacific would like to invite the Hillman and Falcon fans to visit their new Design Center showrooms located in Auburn.
So we've got
Grass
timeout on
Valley,
the field.
and Placerville.
4:51 left to go in the half. It's been a somewhat of a defensive ball game by looking at the score, but if you look at the statistics, you'll see that the Colfax Falcons have just marched up and down the field, but they've made so many mistakes on 2 intercepted passes and some big yardage losses on some penalties, and then you turn it around and the Hillmen looks like they get a drive going, get some good field position, and then they stumble.
And they're getting sacked in the backfield. The quarterback isn't getting time to pass. The only 2 big pass plays they've had for the Hillmen, both of them going to Gottsmer.
Only $2.
Especially on that last drive. Yeah, they're going to have to rally in the second half if they're going to make a game out of this. It's, this is the kind of game, Marty, that a team like Placer can come up and just steal one. Even though they're not the dominant team and they're not doing well, a quick turnover, a defensive touchdown.
Or a big offensive play.
Or a big offensive
run back
play.
or something that,
yeah,
because they're hanging in there and they're getting beat at the line of scrimmage.
But they're hanging in there.
That's exactly right. They're making the plays when they have to on defense. There's a fake hand up go deep. Takes his third receiver. They had 3 receivers in the pattern and a little flare out to the right as the backup. They were all covered. Good defensive work in the secondary by the Placer Hillmen.
That's Matt Ross and Bruno Gosmer. Bruno Gosmer is having a great game, both on offense and defense. And you got to remember, these defensive backs have to run with these wide receivers and slot receivers on virtually every play. So they got to be getting tired out there.
Well, that brings up 3rd and 15. Somebody left early, so we'll have to see what they call. There's a pass going down deep. He's got his man open. Nice catch, and he drops the ball. Oh, he had it right in his hands. As he came down to the turf, it came right on out.
Jeff Devine.
That's Devine.
Jeff Devine laid himself out. He looked like he had that ball with a great catch, and I think the ball squirted out as he hit the ground. Yep.
Well, that pass was right on the money. Had plenty of time to throw. Let's take a look at that replay, Paul.
Isn't this pretty? Look at this. You can see we got the pass. Now watch him lay out for it. Oh, that's pretty. And just he's got it, and just as he hits the ground, the ball squirts out.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Yeah.
Never had control. Referee's right on top of it.
Good play, Jeff.
Good camera work by the touchdown production camera crew. There's a new kicker in there, a left-footed kicker. Let's see what. Oh, it's going to take a Placer bounce, and it goes all the way down on the 50-yard line where Placer will take over 1st and 10 on their own on the 50-yard line. Well, they're going to mark it. Let's see about the 49.5. Well, good field position once again for Placer. Let's see if they can capitalize here with 3:57 left to go in this first half.
Like I said before, if they could score now and go in at halftime at 7-7,
when they could be down 21-0.
21-0, this would be a time for a big play.
There's a quick handoff right up the middle, but that goes nowhere as the Falcons come up and make that stop. That looked like number 43, Robert Edwards, on the tackle.
The ball carrier brought down by Zach Flagg at the 49, a gain of 1.
And the clock continues, 3:35 left in the half.
Here's a handoff, trying to go the right side. Cut back in, nothing there.
Looks like it's going to bring up about 3rd and maybe 6.
They just can't move the ball on the ground. If you can't move the ball on the ground, you can't set the pass up.
That would certainly give them more time.
Now Ross over center. Quick pass, and it's going to come up short, and it's incomplete.
Ross's pass incomplete. Bruno Gottsmer, the intended
Gottsmer was the intended receiver. Now, once again, 3 out. Placer has got a punt.
Matt Ross.
At least the good news is that they will put Colfax with a decent punt in deep into their own territory
Jordan Harvey
for the last
and
2.5
Jeff
minutes of
Devine
the
are deep for the
first half.
But if they can't get any pressure on Luke Cook, he could pick them apart here in this.
With a couple minutes left.
Exactly. There's a snap, and Matt Ross gets a good kick away. It's going to be taken about the 5-yard line, and he's. What did they call?
Maybe it was a fair catch.
I think he signaled for a fair catch and then started to run with it.
That is a penalty, I believe. If he did signal,
the flag is down on the ground.
It would be halfway to the goal line. That would put him back on about the 3-yard line. Let's see what they call. He did wave. I thought I saw him wave his hand. You got to put your hand over your head and wave your hand.
I think he was waving to the crowd. That's what I think.
Well, whatever. He once he caught it, he thought, "Well, boy, there's some room here," and he took off. So,
well, they're going to pick the flag up.
Okay.
So first down, and the ball's going to be spotted on the 6-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They'll see if they try to run the clock out or try to put some more points on the board. What do you think?
Well, we'll know soon enough. I would guess they'll keep it on the ground.
There's that handoff. Over the right side, takes it between the guard and the tackle, goes on up for about 5 yards.
Stopped by Arndt.
That was Cody Schaefer. I think we've got a replay of that fair catch. Let's take a look. Okay, I don't see any fair catch call.
Fair catch.
And so
let's see.
He doesn't go down. And now they're blowing it dead.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. So that was a bad call by the official. Maybe that's why they picked up the flag.
Now they're going to have a penalty. It may be illegal procedure. This game is kind of sloppy tonight, Paul.
It is. And it's kind of moving around a little choppy. There are some big plays, and it's very exciting when they're throwing, but it's not moving along at a pace. It's kind of stopping and starting with all these penalties.
So illegal procedure on that play, and it'll take it back to where it'll be 2nd down and about 8 for the Falcons. Here's a pitch back into the end zone, trying to turn the corner, and he's not going to be able to do it as the Placer defense comes up and makes that stop. That was on that tackle was Seth Parrish, and we'd like to let you know that at halftime, Gil Dominguez will be interviewing David Harrison. He's the booster president for this Placer Hillman squad, and so stay tuned for that. You'll really enjoy it. Gil always does a great interview. So here's 3rd down, and big hole coming up. That's Zablotny again. He's going to get the 1st down. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, can he weave in and out of that line into the secondary?
And he's strong. Once they hit him, he doesn't go down.
No.
You got to wrap around him to get him down the ground. So it looks like Colfax will get another shot here, 1st down.
They got good field position now as they've moved the ball up to the 23-yard line, going right over the middle. Nice catch. Boy, that ball was right on the money to Jeff Devine.
Jeff Devine in the middle of the field.
Did you see him curl up like he was going to get hit?
You bet.
And then the defender missed, and he picked up another 5 yards. So 55 seconds left to go as the clock now starts to move.
At the 43.
So Luke Cook is going to be throwing the ball again. Right over the middle again, and he's missed tackle, 1st down again.
Come on, Hillman!
That's Clay Hood catching the ball on the right side. Here's that first play.
Hood on the reception.
That goes right to Devine and makes that catch.
And you're right, he kind of curled up thinking he was going to be hit, and then they all went over the top.
Big 1st down.
Good play.
So now the clock starts to run again as Falcons continue to go downfield. He's looking for his receiver, can't find him. Now he's going to break it to the outside. He's going to go out of bounds. Nice catch, nice pass. This Luke Cook is, he's got a nice arm.
He does, very accurate. He was missed by a defender coming through and then gathered himself and made a great pass to Bollinger there on the left-hand side.
Well, one of the things, too, Bollinger, he started to cut to the inside and saw he was Ballinger, and he cut to the inside, and then when he was covered, he cut to the outside, and the quarterback, Cook, picked it right up. So now there's a fake handoff. He's going to get sacked. He's not sacked. He rolls out. See if he's got somebody. He's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up the first down. It goes all the way down to about the 32-yard line. 10 seconds left to go. They may be getting in position to kick a field goal. About another 10 yards, they might be able to give it a shot.
Well, the clock stops because they're going to move the chains, and I believe he did get out of bounds. So
they're going to call a timeout. Colfax, there he is.
So Martello's looking at his plays, thinking what he can do with 10 seconds.
He's got to get the ball into the end zone. Well, this would be a big score at halftime here if they can pull it off. This drive started on their own 5-yard line.
With about, what, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, I believe.
No, it was less than that. I think it was like 1:51, wasn't it? Can't remember. Watch this now. Fake handoff, and then they had a blitz on him. He got by 2 guys, and now he rolls out all the way to the right, picks up the first down, and gets out of bounds, stops the clock, but then they call a timeout.
I'm not sure why they called a timeout with him going out of bounds like that. They,
In the second quarter,
I guess they're going to try and interchange some people there. You'd have to see a pass into the end zone.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? 27 to nothing in favor of Bear River over Lincoln.
Well, hallelujah.
Isn't that something?
That's going to...
Boy, that'll make this... This is really going to be a topsy-turvy league right now, isn't it? If they can hold on to win that game.
We're talking log jam.
Boy, the crowd led from Placer's side over, let out a big yell. This would be the first time that this crowd over here would ever root for Bear River, do you think? Oh, boy, we're going to have fun.
It's going to be a wild last few weeks, that's for sure, in the PVL.
So here we go. We got 10 seconds left. Let's see what kind of play they call. They got 2 receivers out to the left, 2 out to the right, and they fake the handoff going deep into the end zone, and they crossed up on that pattern. They called the timeout to call the play, and somebody miscued on it.
Yep. All the receivers ended up in the same place. Yeah. So.
And the ball was thrown to the place that he thought they were going to be, and they were off to another part of the end zone. Well, they got time for one more. Now they're going to attempt a field goal.
This is a long one.
Yeah, Paul Cook's coming in. The ball's going to be spotted on about the 30-yard line. It'll be a 40-yard field goal. See what they can do here. Maybe they'll try a fake.
No, they're going to
down. It's going to be kicked. It's going to be way short. So Placer has held on.
7-0. I'm telling you, Marty, Placer has dodged so many bullets that they're wearing a bulletproof vest tonight.
Boy, I tell you, this is the kind of thing that would keep you in the ball game because they've been outplayed this first half.
No question about it.
They go into the locker room at halftime, and Montoya says, "Hey, you're still in this game, and you're being outplayed." And all they got to do is turn it up a couple notches and get something going in the second half, and they got a chance to pull off a victory here.
1 or 2 plays will decide this. And I'll tell you, in the Colfax locker room on the reverse of that, Tony Martello is going to be in these guys' face.
Oh, boy.
For not being able to capitalize on their good field position and their dominant offense. So we'll be looking forward to a good second half.
He was all Northern California player, received a scholarship for
all right, I would like to tell you that this North Cal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by Hanson Brothers Enterprises. Hanson Brothers in Colfax is ready to assist you to beautify your world outdoors. As Hanson Brothers Colfax, you'll find a selection of landscape and masonry products, retaining walls and stepping stones, stationery, and even outdoor rugs. Everything you need for outdoor landscaping, including new products like their pondless waterfalls. Hanson Brothers Colfax is proud to be a part of the Colfax community.
And Hastings Development, Inc. Kevin Hastings and HDI are proud of the work that they have completed in Grass Valley, including the Highlands Project, Iron Horse, and many homes for Habitat for Humanity. They're also members of the Calvary Bible Church and support many community projects. And now they bring you sports television each week to you in your homes so you can enjoy it. That's Hastings Development, Inc., the company you seek to bring your project in on time and where quality is always built in.
Nevada Joint Union High School District. Our district is home to one of the best high schools in the state at Nevada Union. Nevada Union has been a California Distinguished School since 1997 and a National Blue Ribbon School since 1998, boasting a 99% graduation rate. Extracurricular activities including 56 clubs, 42 athletic teams, and 20 ROP programs. With so many choices, it's easy to see that Nevada Joint Union High School District is always serving our community with higher education.
California SIP Homes. The primary benefits of using SIPs are energy savings and reduced construction time. When you use SIPs for your home's exterior walls and roof, there's no need for traditional stick framing or installation. The panels go up fast, fit together tightly, and are true. Premier SIPs are available at California SIP Homes, where they are saving energy for tomorrow.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. At Mike Bratton's office, it's all about teamwork. They share a common goal with you, and they strive every day to earn your trust. So when you're out looking for auto, home, life, health, business, or long-term care insurance, Mike Bratton will be there to get you the coverage you need to protect the things you love. Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. And by Touchdown Productions, simply the best in local sports television. This is Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown saying, don't forget, next week we travel to Febvre Stadium on the campus of Nevada Union High School as the Miners take on the Davis Bulldogs. It's the battle for the playoffs between NU and Davis, and it's coming up next week on your NorCal Game of the Week. There's a good shot of the band from Placer. All right, let's take it down on the field to Gil Dominguez. I believe he's got Dave Harrison there. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's David Harrison.
I'm sorry.
Right, that's the way his mother wants it said.
Okay.
So.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks for joining us. David is the president of the Booster Club here, the Football Booster Club. And, you guys got a lot to be proud of this year.
We're real proud of everything that Joey's done and the excitement that he's brought back to our program. And, kids' effort on the field is real good, and we're real happy where it's going in the future, Gil.
Brandon, I forgot to tell you they may need a little aux 1 on this mic so that way they can. All right, thank you very much. I don't know about that. All right, so you got new coach, football booster. What's the football boosters doing right now? What's any big projects, plans coming up?
We've had a real big year. There was just an announcement here at the stadium. George Duff donated about $17,000, and we bought some end zone cameras. We managed to raise a little over $20,000 in a lift-a-thon, send the boys to the championship defensive cap at Nevada Union this summer. And then right behind us there, those stands with the help of Mark Lee, the athletic director. Kent Rhodes was able to put together a bid with Camelucci Concrete and a lot of good guys, and we got some extra seating, in the stands this year. So
now, refresh my memory. That was just dirt hillside.
That was hillside. We used to slide down that. You could see, a couple times a game, people sliding down that. It's real nice. There's some stairs on the side for people to walk down across to the snack bar across the other side. Tonight with Colfax, we definitely need the extra room. We got a full house.
Well, it is a full house, and of course, Colfax just about 12 miles up I-80 from this place. Real great rivalry. I know you're real interested in the way the game was unfolding there.
Yeah, our defense has improved Placer's defense throughout the year, and we know how tough Colfax's defense is. They only give up 10 points a game, and we haven't got in on them yet. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but a lot better than we were last year, and I think a lot of what's to come for Placer football. I think we're going to be hanging with them for a long time. It's funny, when I graduated in '84, we were in different leagues, and things and times change, and now we're playing them, and it's really fun. I think the kids have a lot of fun with it. As you can see, like I said, Colfax has got quite a few people in the stands, and quite frankly, the success they've had in the PVL and in the section the last 9 years is something that we hope to emulate down here.
Well, the longer you're around high school sports, the more you realize that everything is cyclical.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I think the one thing that remains true is you got to be true to your school. We had some good times in the late 70s and 80s and struggled last few years. Hopefully we can turn it back around, but no matter what, the kids are always out here having a good time up out here on the hill, so it's pretty fun.
They are, and that three-way rivalry that the PVL creates with Colfax up the freeway, Bear River up Highway 49, that's a real good rivalry for everybody.
It's a great one. It's the Bermuda Triangle. The champion's going to come out of one of the three of those schools usually in every sport. A lot of those kids, grew up in some of the local schools together, played on Pop Warner rec leagues together. So they want to take it to their next door neighbor maybe a little more than some of the next guy. So it's a lot of fun in all the sports, but especially football.
I've never heard of it as the Bermuda Triangle, but I'm going to steal that from you and use it.
I'm telling you, watching these boys hit out here on the field, I've been, we've had some big sponsors, and I've been able to spend some time on the field. But these boys are hitting out here tonight. Good, clean football, and it's really, really fun to watch.
Now you've helped out, of course, graduate from Placer, and helped out a lot with the different programs. This year, you step up to the plate, take over the mantle of the presidency. What made you do that?
A couple of us got together. Joey, when he arrived in April, he grabbed 3 or 4 of us that had helped Mike Sabins the last 10 years and got us together. And, he asked me to do it because a couple of other people had been heading it up for a long time. And, what the heck? I mean, it's a great school. It's a great chance to give back to the community. It was really good to me. And, it's nice to be able to do it for the kids. I think, with cutbacks and whatnot with the schools, they need a little extra some help in the community, getting some of the things that we got back when we were there. So I think it's a great cause, and I look forward to helping them in the future, too. So.
Well, it's not like you have any extra time on your plate.
Well, So, like I said, the effort that the kids put in, we had dinners, and we have Thursday night dinners for the kids. And, Joey's done some special things for these boys, and it's you can't do it without some help from the community. Again, the Colfax, a guy that I know, Gary Barbier, is the president and President Pass of their booster association, and he's given me some great ideas, and they have a real good program up there that's more developed. So, it's a growing thing, and they were good enough to give me some good ideas, and hopefully we can raise some more money and take on some more good projects in the future.
Now, if someone wants to get involved in the Football Booster Club, how would they go about doing that?
We have Monday night meetings every other Monday night, not this Monday, but the following Monday at the Round Table Pizza. We meet together at 6. Or just, I work at Auburn Toyota. Give me a call there. I'd be happy to get any volunteers in any capacity that they can. From the smallest people in the snack bar to the, selling $1 water bottle to the big guys like George Duff writing the check. It all counts, and it all has to happen to make it all happen. So I appreciate any effort that anybody gives us at any level.
So there you go, a mass appeal out there to our television audience. Now's a good time to get involved with Placer High football. A new coach, a new feeling, and really you can feel it here on campus. A whole new energy for the program. Yeah, and
listening to the score, it's 28-0 at Bear River right now. Bear River's whooping up on Lincoln, so. There's a lot of football that we left the last 2.5, this half and the next 2 games. So hopefully we can get another couple victories and maybe have a playoff game. We'll just see. But it's all headed in the right direction.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to come down to a couple tiebreakers and, hopefully not some coin tosses.
We got a couple turnovers in the first half. It could have been more than 7-0. We knew we were going to have to do something like that. Just like to see our offense bust through and, make a game of it. I know we get the ball in the second half, so. Should be fun.
All right, David, listen, thanks for joining us at halftime.
Thanks for taking the time and letting me talk to you guys. Appreciate it.
And remember, if you want to get involved with the football booster club here at Placer, this is the guy you want to talk to. Guys, let's throw it back up to you. Thank that second set of underwriters. And then, of course, get ready for the second half of tonight's game. It's Placer, it's Colfax. It's all on your NorCal Game of the Week.
Thanks a lot, Gil. Thanks a lot, David. And we'd like to tell you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by A to Z Hardware, A to Z Garden Center. There's a lot going on at A to Z Hardware. Of course, Dan Wheat and Dan Jr. are always there to help you. But now you can shop online at A to Z Supply.com. A to Z has teamed up with Ace Hardware to bring you the best in quality and selection with over 1,000 products for you. It's all at A to Z Hardware and A to Z Garden Center.
And by our friends at Pioneer Motors, when you need a quality, low mileage, competitively priced, squeaky clean used vehicle, you need look no farther than Pioneer Motors. There is a reason that the residents of Nevada County have voted them the best used car dealership for the past 7 years. These guys at Pioneer Motors get it done right the first time, and that's why they have the best cars at the best prices every day at Pioneer Motors.
And by Chan, Moon, and Kirschbaum OD, specializing in family vision care for over 27 years, you can trust Chan, Moon, and Kirschbaum to offer thorough eye exams for your entire family and to write and fill eyeglass prescriptions. They have a complete selection of frames and lenses, as well as special contacts for astigmatism. Just another example of how Jerry, Lisa, and Stephanie look after the health of your most precious gift of sight.
And by Hughes Body and Fender, NU football dad Clay Shockey has been serving your automotive needs in Grass Valley for over 30 years. And as a third-generation collision repair technician, Clay has 47 years in business, which gives him the experience you need when you need it the most, and that's after an accident. He repairs all makes and models and works with all insurance programs. Hughes Body and Fender, where experience counts.
Soft Answers. Owner Dallas Wivholm is the best friend your computer system has ever had. Dallas specializes in software management, design, and consulting. That's why he's in big demand wherever there are computer problems to be solved. Dallas has the answers, and Soft Answers is a proud supporter of Nevada Union Sports and all the enjoyment they bring to our community. It's all at Soft Answers. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 11th season of local sports television. Be sure to join us next time as Marty, Mortensen, and Paul Brown bring you the Placer Hillmen. Well, that's what we're doing tonight. We are bringing you that exciting Placer Hillmen and Colfax Falcons on the road to the playoffs exclusively on our Foothill network of stations.
And there's a good view of the crowd tonight here at Placer Stadium. They're lined up all the way around the outside of the track and about 20 deep now in the snack bar. Our score here at halftime is Colfax 7 and Placer nothing. Here's a good view of the field. You know, we had those rains last week, right, Marty, that should have made this field a lot worse. We're certainly getting better weather than we had last week.
Yeah, the week was completely dry. The field's healed itself, and we're ready to go for the third quarter. But before we do that, we'll tell you that this NorCal Game of the Week is being underwritten this evening by Centurion Mortgage. There has never been a better time to get the home of your dreams with the help of Centurion Mortgage. Locally operated by broker-owner Dina Hoffman, Centurion Mortgage specializes in structuring loans for your individual needs. Dina knows every situation is different and requires personal service and commitment. They can even close your loan in 15 days or less at Centurion Mortgage.
And neighborhood Ace Hardware. You're always close by your neighborhood Ace Hardware. Located right off Highway 49 at Luther Road, Michael Ryan and the gang have teamed up with the buyers at Ace Hardware to bring you the best in quality and selection with thousands of products for your home and business. Neighborhood Ace Hardware carries a large selection of fasteners as well as paint and plumbing products. It's all waiting for you at Neighborhood Ace Hardware.
And we'd like to welcome in these four new underwriters. This one is FoothillPreps.com. Foothill Preps is your place to go for all your local sports information in Placer and Nevada County. That's because FoothillPreps.com covers the local sports scene like no one else. Get the whole story and all the results from Little League Baseball, girls softball, wrestling, junior football, as well as the latest news from NU, Bear River, and Colfax, along with Placer. Veteran sports journalist Mike Ray and his staff keep you on top of all the action. You'll always be a winner at FoothillPreps.com.
And Magnuson's Auburn Toyota. Magnuson's Auburn Toyota has done it again. Not only are they the 7-time winner of the President's Award for Sales, Service, and Parts, but now they've created the Auburn Collision Center on Nevada Street. This 30,000 square foot collision repair center is a state-of-the-art facility where they can repair any make or model and get you back on the road quickly. Just another example of great customer service at Magnuson's Auburn Toyota.
And by Plaza Tire and Auto Service. Plaza Tire is growing. Mark and Mike Hauser are proud to announce the new Plaza Tire in Colfax. That's right, the same great service and repair enjoyed that you get in Penn Valley and Nevada City is now available in Colfax at 1774 South Canyon Way. Their new number is 477-2925. Plaza Tire and Auto Service, professional auto repair done on your schedule, not theirs. And now they're part of the Colfax community. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 11th season, presenting only the best in local high school sports television right here on your NorCal Game of the Week.
And we've got a good NorCal Game of the Week this week, Marty. This has really been a fun game to watch, actually. Both teams are having explosive offense, although we've seen it more with the Colfax Falcons than we did with the Placer Hillmen in the first half. And we see the kids go out to the to midfield for the coin flip ceremony,
which was already done, but
right.
They'll earlier before the game started. But Placer will be receiving here in the second half to start it off, and Paul, just like you mentioned, Placer is going to have to get something going.
They're going to have to get something going. Is right. They got to get some pressure on the quarterback and rely on something other than their defense to pull them out of the jams. They've had 2 interceptions that have been intercepted in the end zone, and like we've said again and again, this game very well could be 21-0 rather than 7-0 here, starting the second half. I think it'll be interesting though.
Well, let's see what each one of the coaches, Joey Montoya and for the Placer Hillmen and the Tony Martello for Colfax, what they told their kids at the halftime. As Placer, they've held defensively. They've come up with some big plays, a couple of big interceptions. One interception thrown by Luke Cook and the other one by number 4 Spencer Lewis, and so it's going to be a tough defensive game, and they're going to have Placer is going to have to put some offense together here, and this would be a good time to do it, to start this drive on the start of the third quarter.
They will receive the ball. Going back to receive the kick will be number 8 Jake Lopez and number 25 Ross Moskwa.
Kicking off for the Colfax Falcons will be number 3 Paul Cook. He tried a 40-yard field goal at the end of the first half and came up a little bit short. This one's going to go deep. It's going to be caught in there and taken over the right side by Jeff Devine. He'll get it up to the 20-yard line. That reverse doesn't seem to fool anybody.
No, they did it last time, and this time they faked it, and I think they should put that one back in the bag and
use the extra back to do some blocking.
Yeah, exactly right. So let's see if we get the Hillman off the ball.
So flanked way out to the the left is Gottsmer. And there's a handoff trying to go up over the right side, and it gets maybe a half yard. A flag down on the field.
Let's see what the call is here. They're saying it's second down, so I guess they picked the flag up.
He's rolling out. Now he's going to get sacked. And he gets away, get back to the line of scrimmage. But boy,
he needed to get rid of that ball.
That's right. He had to throw that baby downfield.
Placer's trying to roll out either right or left, and that's their strategy. They're trying to get some time by rolling out, and it just flatly isn't working. Their line isn't able to set up out there and then pick up the defensive linemen who are just charging in.
So it's 3rd down and 11. Once again, the staunch defense of the Colfax Falcons continues to plague the Placer Hillmen. There's that wraparound draw.
And he's got some room.
He turned the corner. Here's the big play they were looking for.
There it is. He's going to make it down the sideline.
And he's brought down from behind by Colton Rossi.
That was a tremendous play by Jake Lopez, who fooled everybody. It was a draw play, and just magically he appears on the outside, going around the right-hand side.
And once he got around the corner, he's kicked in the afterburners, and he was off to the races.
He kicked the afterburners in his right, Marty. He actually was faster than the defense actually thought he was. I think they thought they had him, and they lost track of him.
Well, that was the big play they were looking for. Now they're going deep with a pass, and it's just knocked away by... Who was that defender?
Looked like number 11 out there.
Yeah, that was Harvey.
Jordan Harvey out there to knock it away. Placer trying to take advantage of the momentum change with a quick pass play, trying to get in the end zone quickly. And that play is knocked away by Harvey. This is the deepest they've been in Colfax territory all game.
So there's the pitch back over the left side. He does turn the corner, picks up a couple of yards. Had a lead block by Cullen.
Here's that last pass play. If we do get a replay, here it is. And he pump fakes. And there he is, number 4 out there for the Hillmen. That's Bruno Gottsmer, and it's a jump ball. Bruno just about comes down with it. So it's 3rd down and about, 3, Marty?
3rd and 3. Quick handoff over the left side, and it doesn't go anywhere. They're going to come up short.
Maybe gets a yard.
Once again, trying to go through that center of that Colfax line is a very tough assignment.
Well, it's 4 down territory. I can't believe that they would do anything but just try for it. So it looks like about 4th and a yard.
So coming over the sideline is Matt Ross and Gottsmer. Let's see what they can come up with here. This could be the turning point of the game. Quarterback sneak, quick snap. I think he gets the first down. He does.
He gets the first down and a lot more. It looks like he got about 5 yards on that. So Placer's getting what they've needed the whole game, Marty. They're getting that drive that started out with the great run by Jake Lopez. Here's a replay of the quarterback sneak. You can see it from ground level.
Yeah, it was a quick snap, and he just drives it up over the center.
Boy, they might try that play again. That one worked pretty well.
Yeah, that was a good gainer. And here's a quick handoff over the left side.
Carrying brought down by flag at the 16.
It was number
Moskwa with the ball carrier. Zach Flagg makes the stop. Tough yardage up on that line of scrimmage, Paul.
Well, let's see if they continue grinding it out or if they put it in the air.
There's trying to turn the corner, can't do it. Coming up and making a stop on a good defensive play. In there was, see who that was. Number 2.
Travis Crowley on the tackle.
It was Travis Crowley on the tackle. Yep. Jake Lopez trying to go out around the right side and lost more yardage, way more yardage than he gained. So it'll make it 3rd down and about 12.
So once again, they get their deepest penetration into the Falcons' side of the field, and they're struggling. There's a pass out in the flat. He's open. He breaks away. He could break away
from him. He's going to try.
And he fumbles the ball. Let's see who picks it up, and it's going to be down by contact.
Down by contact on the 1-yard line. They dodge a bullet there.
Boy, that was.
But Jake Lopez finds himself out with a quick pass in the flats and hustles out to the left.
He was going to be stopped for short of the 1st down, and he put a little spin move on and broke away. What a nice play.
This is exactly what Placer did against Rockland. Quick little passes out in the flats, and now they're about ready to score, it looks like. Right up the gut.
Oh, and they
fumble the ball.
And it's going to be they're trying to tackle him, and then
the ball's still alive.
It is. Boy, I tell you, that was a mix-up in the handoff.
Unbelievable.
Trying to go up over the right side.
Well, that's just
and the crowd is just heartbroken with that as the Colfax Falcons come up with a big play.
The crowd is on their feet around us, and they're just stunned. What looked like was going to be a for sure Placer score, starting with this play to Lopez.
Now watch this move he puts on.
Right there, and then he spins.
Breaks to the outside.
Oh, this is just a heartbreak that they didn't get in for a score right here. If he could have gotten another yard there. But now we have 1st and 10 for Colfax. And there, the ball's on the ground again. And Colfax is now having trouble handling the ball.
Yeah, on that touchdown, the quarterback probably should have taken that in on his own.
Probably should have. I mean, they had so much success on that first quarterback sneak.
But then what happened was they got a mix-up in the backfield. The quarterback was run into by the trailing halfback trying to get on over the right tackle slot. And the next thing you know, the ball's on the ground.
So we got second and about 14 for Colfax.
Pass, a quick hitter, and they're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be a. No, they're gonna. It's forward progress.
No, they're gonna say he's at the 1.
Forward progress will be stopped at the 1-yard line. Well, the defense is fired up for the Hillman.
That's a fact. In fact, you'd have to say that since that play to Lopez, the momentum for the entire game has now gone to the Placer Hillmen. They're fired up. So we've got 3rd down. If they can hold Colfax here and get them to punt, they're going to be in great field position.
So now it's 3rd down and long. Going back to pass. No rush. Got a man open, and he's caught the ball.
Oh, for goodness
sake. You got to get a 1st down.
No. He's far from 1st down, but it's an amazing
that's that right. I was looking at that. Yeah, they did get out.
That's Ballinger,
Joey Ballinger,
the Colfax favorite receiver.
From Crook.
I believe this replay, this is of the previous play.
See, he's right out at the 1.
Yep, sure enough. And then he gets out far enough where he's actually looks like he goes back. Just at the 1.
Once
here's the punt. The punt by Colfax is a good one.
And it hits
Colfax.
And the player, and it'll be blown dead on the 45-yard line of Colfax, so the Hillman will start again in good field position.
Wow, this is crazy. We go from having a fantastic play by the Hillman to look like what was going to be a for sure score to them holding the Colfax Falcons for the first time in the game in a 3-and-out.
Yeah, right.
So let's see if they can put something together with this momentum.
There's a pass out into the flat, and picking up some good yardage is Jake Lopez. Here's that replay again, but you watch his touchdown. But his forward motion was stopped about the half-yard line. The referee called it right.
Right, so that would have been a safety. And actually, Placer's in better shape now.
There's a pitch out, trying to sweep to the left. And maybe picking up a yard or two. They're going to be short of the 1st down.
Moskwa carrying.
Moskwa, the ball carrier, gets it down. Let's see.
37-yard line.
It looks like it's going to be 3rd and maybe 2.
About 2, yep.
Mascoa doing most of the work in the backfield for Placer. That's Moskwa.
3rd and 2.
And the quarterback sneak. He gets the first down.
It's going to be
Ross
close.
carrying.
See where they mark it.
Rusi and flag on the tackle. The yardage good for Hillman, first down.
So the Hillmen get the first down. That should have been the goal, the goal line play.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
And about 3,000 fans here agree.
1st and 10 for the Hillmen. There's a handoff in the backfield, but brought down. Moskwa is tackled for a loss. Coming in and making that tackle was Paul Cook.
At the 38.
They're keying on Moskwa now. The middle linebacker for Colfax is following him. You can see it. It's pretty obvious that they're going to blitz every time they see him get the ball.
Rolling out, and there's that wraparound draw, which got some big yardage. It could go again.
He's still on his feet. And Jake is all the way down to a
Carrying to the 19.
19-yard
the
line.
19-yard line. Boy, that play is working, Marty.
They've got
fooled twice.
almost 50 yards on that play.
The defense is so aggressive that it's actually overrunning the play. They think they're in the backfield chasing the quarterback, and that wraparound draw is working. Watch, here it is here. So they wrap it around right there, and then they continue following the quarterback.
He just picks a spot. Good running.
Jake Lopez doing the job in the second half for the Hillmen. Get rid of that ball.
Oh, Ross rolled out, couldn't find a receiver. They had 2 in the same area,
Ross
and he gets thrown for a loss.
by Nicoletti.
That's not a loss. That is a half a mile. It looks like about a 10-yard loss. He needed to throw that ball away.
Yeah. He was in between the stripes, so if he had thrown away, it would have been a penalty and loss of down. So as it is, he gets tackled for a sack. Here they go, big rush again. Now he's going to try to break away, and he does.
He's got some room.
Ran into this, but he picks up about 10 yards and gets it up where it'll be now 3rd down and 9.
Ross carrying, stopped by Flag at the 19.
Flag makes the stop.
They're at the 19-yard line, so they're definitely in 4-down territory, Marty. They'll try twice for the first down. I don't think they've got anybody that can kick a field goal from this far.
So coming in is Spencer Smith. Roll out again, and he's going to be, he had a chance to break away, but then coming up and making that tackle, what a nice big gain save tackle was done by Nicoletti.
Nicoletti at the 18, 4th down.
Dominic Nicoletti, there he is. Good player.
Timeout call. That was a gain of 2 yards, but it could have been a lot bigger than that. Placer calls a timeout as they're going to regroup, and as it's 4th and about 8.
You know, Luke Cook has almost broken away a couple of times. I'm looking at the stats here, and he actually has run the ball very proficiently this year. He has carried, it looks like 26 times for 107 yards. So, Marty, we got 4th down now and long for Placer. This is going to be a big play in the game.
Well, they were in this situation once before, and they picked up a first down. Let's see if they can duplicate that feat.
I think Colfax will be on the alert for that wraparound draw play. There's your line score. It's amazing we've had no scoring since the first quarter, that first drive.
So what looked like is going to be a runaway by Colfax has turned into a defensive struggle. 1:47 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Marty Mortensen, along with Paul Brown and the entire Touchdown Production Sports team, is on hand for this exciting Falcon Hillman football game. And they got a screen pass out in the flat. And I think did he make the first down? He may be short. He is.
Not by much, but it all depends on where they spot it.
The tackle made by Rollins.
And it'll be a turnover on downs. So once again, the Colfax defense steps up and holds them. Boy, that sack was big.
That was really big. That really was. Just about the time that the Hillmen were making a move, to lose that many yards on that sack was devastating. Too much to make up, certainly, in that down of plays.
Well, let's see if the Placer defense can step up now and hold them one more time so they get the ball back. There's a swing out to the left, around the left side by Zablotny. That goes for a couple.
The ball carrier. Bruno Gottsmer on the tackle.
Gottsmer on the tackle.
Jordan Rady.
Spread formation, really spread out this time. And they hand it off, and Placer's front four smells that play.
They figured this one out.
Yeah, they did. Leading the charge on that was Derek Hicks, number 68.
Hicks on the tackle.
That's the Zablotny again up the middle, so we got a big third down play, 3rd and 7.
Free zone. It is also a dog-free zone. Please, no dogs are allowed in the Febvre Stadium.
Do you have a dog here, Marty?
No.
3rd and 7.
There's a pass over the middle, going down and making the catch. Let's see what they're going to give it to him.
They're going to call it a catch, sure enough. And that is a big catch by Bollinger, going to his knees to bring that ball in.
There's only one person that can make that catch.
It's Joey Bollinger.
If that ball is thrown low.
The yardage good for a Falcon first down.
First down. 12 seconds left in this quarter. There's a handoff over the left side again to Zablotny. He picks up about 4.
Zablotny doing all the heavy lifting this time in the backfield.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
Play ends the third quarter with the score. Colfax 7, nothing.
Colfax 7. Placer Hillman 0.
Well, Marty, I can't remember a more exciting quarter of football without any scoring.
No scoring.
No scoring. I mean, and Placer had their opportunities and has done the job as far as holding Colfax out, but they can't seem to get the ball in the end zone.
They were down on the 1.5-yard line. Mix up in the backfield on the play. Quarterback was run into by the fullback trying to go into the end zone, and the ball was dropped. There's a good shot of the cheerleaders and the crowd from Placer. Yeah, on the 50-yard line, Pete DeFore told me before the game, the K-High radio, doing the radio game here tonight, he indicated that a whole group of fans from Colfax came over and got in the right on the 50-yard line and holding their own amongst the Placer group, and they wouldn't give up their seats, and you can't blame them because you can see across the way. that the fans are all standing on those short bleachers over there. So here we go. Start the fourth quarter. There's a hand up right up the middle. Good for about 4 or 5 yards.
Zablotny, the ball carrier.
Ball carrier was number 49, Schaefer.
Cook made the tackle at the 34.
So another one of those important third down and short yardage. If the Hillmen can hold them here, it'll give them good field position, but they need to hold.
There's a fake. There's a pitch back. to Devine, and he turns the corner for the first down. There's a late hit. Let's see if they're going to throw the flag. No, I guess they won't.
At the 41.
Matt Ross came over and
for a Colfax first down.
a little late on the hit, but Devine had that first down. He comes off.
That pitch play has been working for Colfax tonight. They string that defense way out there. Of course, they're expecting pass.
There's a handoff, and he cuts it to the outside, but coming up and making the stop on a good defensive tackle was number 68. That's Derek Hicks again.
Derek Hicks made the tackle at the 44.
Hicks is doing a great job defensively tonight for the Hillmen. I formation. Going back to pass. He's got all day right over the middle. Nice catch in there by Ballinger.
Well, I'll tell you, if there are any recruiters here from colleges, they should be looking at Ballinger. He is one fine receiver. He runs very accurate pass routes.
Nobody in on him. He had plenty of time. Cook just fires it.
Let's see if we can see Ballinger. He's
right
there in
there.
the middle of the field. Makes great hands. Very sure-handed receiver.
Good receiver. There's that pitch back again, going to the opposite side. They got blockers out in front. And trying to turn the corner is Devine, and he gets knocked out of bounds with a gain of about 6 yards.
Devine, the ball carrier.
One of my golfing buddies from the club is standing behind me critiquing my work here tonight. Todd Brown, his nephew is on the Colfax team. Number 62, Dan Baldoni. In motion is Devine. Going back to pass. He's got out in the flat for that catch. That was that looked like number 11. Was that Harvey?
Or maybe
21. That was Reset. Did he get the first down? Very close to it. Now they're having a penalty. That may be called back.
This would be big. It looks like illegal procedure on Colfax, which will result in a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
So that kind of stops the momentum a little bit for these Falcons, but
the way they're passing the ball, Marty, yeah, 5 yards is going to make a bit of difference.
Got no pressure on him at all.
They need to knock these passes down.
There's a fake. They got over the middle and just overthrew Devine again. No, Devine.
Pass incomplete.
That was Spencer Lewis throwing the ball that time, and it sailed a little bit high on him. So now they're in 3rd down and 10 yards. And they'll bring Luke Cook back on the field to throw.
So it'll be 3rd and about 10. Plenty of time. Fakes the pass, now rolls out. Going right, going to try to run it, but he's going to get run out of bounds and through a loss of about 2 yards.
And so much for the offensive charge by the Falcons. They're going to turn the ball over on with a punt.
At the 46-yard line.
So that means they'll go into punt formation. It'll be 4th down and about 12. So once again, the Placer Hillmen have stepped up on defense. The defense has kept them in this ball game.
Down in punt formation for
so here's the punt, and they tried to get a block on it. They didn't. Now they're going to have to bail out. It takes a Colfax bounce that goes all the way down to about the 3-yard line. Boy, was that a fortuitous bounce.
That was a good word for it. It just bounded forward, and it looks like it put Placer in a hole now, all the way back.
1st and 10.
Oh, it's good. They marked it on the 1-yard line. So they've got to go 99 yards with 8:57 left to go in this ball game. So Placer's got their work cut out for them.
They really haven't shown that they've got plays that'll work up the middle. They have done their best work with their misdirection plays tonight. So let's see if they can get themselves some field position here.
There's a quick handoff over the right guard spot, going nowhere.
They got to bang it out a little bit and give him a little bit of room to work. So
he picks up maybe a. I got back to the line of scrimmage, Moskwa.
At the 1.
Colfax can smell it. If they can stop them here, they'll get the ball back.
Well, if they can get him for a safety.
Yeah.
I mean, that just about puts the game on ice. Well, there's a pass. He's rolling in the end zone looking for a receiver.
There he is.
Got a man. They got a flag down in the secondary. It could be pass interference. It was thrown into the secondary. Let's see if Placer can come up with a break here. The crowd thinks they are. They're talking to the Colfax. Holding. Oh, automatic first down.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's a big play.
Certainly was. Well, it was thrown right into the secondary. So that'll give Placer some good field position now with a first down.
That'll bring them all the way out to about, the 11-yard line, I believe. Illegal use of hands is the call.
I think he pushed off on the receiver coming by.
So there's life for the Hillmen.
So they come away from deep in their own territory. Now they've got some room to work. There's a pitch out. Oh, and that Lopez is brought down big time by number 52. That is Crowley, Travis Crowley, up from his linebacker slot and making that stop. I think Placer's got to start airing that ball out, I think.
It's getting about that time. 7 minutes and 49 seconds left. They need another big play.
Well, the crowd's starting to cheer their team on. Plenty of time to pass. Oh, almost intercepted. Good defensive play. That was Hillman.
Intended for Lopez.
That was Moore.
Oh, that was
19.
Sean Moore. I'm sorry. I thought it was 15.
That play just took a little bit too long to develop. I'm wondering if if Matt Ross has ever worked out the shotgun, because by the time he gets back and sets up, the defensive line of Colfax is in on him almost every time.
Now a timeout's going to have to be called, as they had a mix-up in the formation, as Gottsmer was trying to hop, skip, and jump down the line. Well, we got 7:31 left here in this exciting ball game. And both teams have squandered opportunities here tonight. But Colfax scored the first time out. And that's the difference in the ball game right now. 7-0 here in the fourth. Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown bringing you all this action. And boy, I tell you, we've seen a lot of action tonight and no scoring.
No scoring, exactly right. Either team, Placer really hasn't had an opportunity to take control of this game, except for just these highlights here we've seen in the third quarter. It really has been all Colfax, but they just can't seal the deal.
That's right. One
more score, like you said, on a safety or any kind of a score, I think would probably put this away. But Tony Martello's got to be nervous. A 7-point lead, a quick touchdown, and an extra point, and this game is tied or maybe even go ahead. They could steal this game with one big play right here. Maybe we'll see it in the next 7 minutes.
Well, the two biggest plays that they've had tonight is that wraparound draw that they've instituted.
Right.
But can they go to the well one more time and have it work? There's a rollout, and there it is again.
That same play.
That's it, and it picks up big yardage, but it may come up a little bit short.
They're not going to be a lot short. They're going to be maybe 2 or 3 yards short, but he wouldn't dare go for it here on fourth down with in this field.
Well, they got a player hurt down the field, and that's Lopez. He's picked up all of the yardage tonight. He looks like he's holding on to his knee, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Oh,
that'll be a tough loss for the Hillman.
Let's hope it's not a knee. I think maybe it's a cramp.
Yeah, it could be.
Jake Lopez is the injured Hillman player.
Boy, he's done a good job tonight. There's Jake. Tough kid.
There's Kelly Ketchum. We've interviewed her the last time we were out here. She's the ROP athletic training teacher. Shooing everybody out of the way to get Lopez over to the bench.
It might be an ankle. He's something with that right leg. Let's hope it's not too bad.
All right, so here we go. It's 7:12. The clock continues to run. It's 4th down and short yardage. This is your ball game right here, Paul.
I think you're
Look
right,
for
Marty.
the quarterback sneak. No, they're going to hand it off, and they're going to get it just over the right tackle slot. Coming up and making the stop was Rollins, number 51.
Flag on the play, though, Marty.
I think it was illegal motion.
Made the tackle.
Now they're going to kick the ball now. Illegal motion. It'll be brought back 5 yards. Tough break here. Once again, each team shooting themselves in the foot.
With opportunities to move the ball and get a critical first down, and now they're going to have to punt the ball, giving Colfax great field position.
I saw the shift of the feet there before.
Did you see that?
Yep.
It's brings up now it's 4th and 5.
And Colfax could get good field position here.
They need a good kick.
There's the snap. Good snap. There's the punt. It's going to let it bounce, and and picked up very quickly in there by Devine, and he gets by. They got another good block. He could go down the sideline. He's at the 15, the 5, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Colfax. What a heartbreaker.
Devine was absolutely sealed up. They had him. They wrapped him around. They spun him around, and then he got away and went up the sideline as he was rooted on by his fellow teammates on the Colfax sideline.
What a play.
What a great play, I'll tell you.
That ball almost rolled by Devine because it took a end-over-end bounce, and he had to scoop it out of the dirt. But you got to see this block. If we got this on replay, you got to see the block that's thrown on Gottsmer. He came over to make that tackle, and then there was a big block thrown, and down he went, and that sprung Devine loose.
There they're giving him the big high five. Jeff Devine, one of the biggest plays of his career, putting this game maybe out of reach
Will attempt the extra point
unless we see
for
something
the
really
Falcons.
dramatic by the Placer Hillmen. Now they're talking about something.
What a heartbreaker for these Placer fans.
And it was all set up by the illegal procedure on that 4th and 1. Had they made that,
whole different story.
all different stories, right. So they're discussing something. I guess they're going to set the ball now for the extra point.
High snap. No good. Pass in the end zone and overthrown. Attempting that pass was Lewis, the holder. It was a high snap. That's 13.
Colfax 13, Placer nothing.
Placer nothing.
6:27 remaining in the 4th quarter.
So let's take a look at the touchdown. Jeff Devine gets this punt. Like you said, Marty, it's kind of an afterthought that he picked it up.
Yeah.
And watch this. So he picks this thing up and thought about letting it go, but then picks it up, and they spin him around here. Right there. They spin him around, and they pretty much have him contained.
Look at that move.
And then he gets a block.
But now watch this block on the left-hand side of your screen here.
Right.
Look at that.
Bang. And right there,
yeah, that's right.
2 great blocks. And now he's got nothing but people rooting him on and clear open field.
Right down to the.
That's money. He knows he's got it now. Look at him jumping around.
Oh man, that's pretty. That's exciting.
He'll remember that all of his life. Good play, Jeff Devine.
You might want to. You might call that a divine run, wouldn't you? You wouldn't call it that. That ball's gonna go out of bounds. Was it touched? No, they're going to call it a touchback. As Moskwa came over and just let it go at the very end. So now it's an uphill battle for the Hillmen. They're going to have to air this out now. Start calling some fast plays to pick up some big yardage. Trailing by 2 scores.
Not only do they need to score, they need to score quick. You bet. So let's see if they can get that done.
Matt Ross over center. There's a pass out into the flat, and it's dropped.
Ross's pass incomplete.
Gottsmer.
Bruno Gottsmer, the intended receiver.
There's a good picture of Bruno Gottsmer, who's had a very solid game tonight. Very solid. The Hillmen can hold their heads up. They've played a solid game tonight. They held this team to just 7 points until the.
Yeah, the defense has played well, and the special team has. There's that end around by. Oh, and he's dropped down in the backfield. What a great tackle! Great defensive play by
Gottsmer carrying
Rossi.
Tackled by
There's a flag on the play
at the 16.
We'll see what the flag is. We have a final score. Bear River has defeated Lincoln, the number 1
undefeated team in the BBL.
39-8.
39-8, the score over at Bear River.
Yikes.
Bear River on top. So that really opens this up for both Colfax and Placer.
And Whitney. Next week, Lincoln will play Colfax, so we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Oh, there's a good pass out into the flat. But, boy, I tell you, Colfax is just – the defense has just stepped up big time.
They're just swarming all over the receivers.
That was Travis Crowley.
Crowley and McAtell made the tackle at the 14.
So how's it work here, Marty? Next week, Placer goes to Whitney.
Okay.
And Whitney has 2 losses. So if they beat Whitney, they would have 2 losses, I guess. We're gonna have to sort this out later.
Yeah, I was gonna get the computer out and figure this one out. Put it into a spreadsheet. Put the what ifs in it, and let's see what happens. There's the kick by Ross. Going to be a short kick. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line at Colfax, and they've dug themselves into a big hole. Yeah, well, that's excellent breakdown on that one. And if Lincoln beats somebody and somebody beats somebody and somebody gets somebody, get 2 losses, we'll be all set.
Anyway,
everybody's in there.
This is everybody's ball game right now. This is who wants it
2
more.
losses could get into the playoffs. Here's a run up the middle. Oh, and he's hammered. That is Lewis taking it up for about 7 yards.
Spencer Lewis
on a quarterback keeper.
Maybe before the end of the game we can take a look at the wins and losses tonight and see if we can sort it out. But
yeah, we've got the standings.
But Bear Rivers put themselves back in the ball game.
They have.
They're back in the ball game.
They've got to win all their remaining games, and they can.
And they're going to need some help.
They are. There's a handoff right up the middle, taking the ball and trying to get over the right side, and no place to go. That looked like Devine again.
Devine, the ball carrier.
So the clock is winding down.
Brady
4
on the
minutes and
tackle.
15 seconds left in this one.
Along with Freddie Shamu
Colfax ahead 13-0.
at the 32.
Devine was trailing Elliott Lowry, who was leading the way for him. It's third down and about a little over 2 yards. Placer's got a hold here. They might have moved early. Let's see. They're going to make the first down on that handoff to number 49, Cody Schaefer.
By Breakup at the 28
And that is
line.
that
The
is a
yardage
first
good for a
down.
Falcon first down.
Clock continues to run. 3:52 left.
I think all of the energy and enthusiasm is just about drained out in Placer Hillmen.
Yeah, that was a big run by
Big run.
Jeff Devine on that kickoff. Big rush to put some pressure on him and throwing high. And down goes Luke Cook.
Cook's pass incomplete. Cody Harris, the intended receiver.
That'll bring up third down and about 10 yards.
And without a strong pass rush, Cook will just pick you apart. There's no question about that. He's got some great receivers out there that can put some real good moves on the secondary, and it's you got to get in there and get them. So I formation again. There's a handoff over the right side to Zablotny, and he's thrown for a loss.
David Zablotny carrying, tackled by Jordan Arndt.
That would be Jordan Art making a good tackle.
31.
Coming up from his left cornerback position. So Placer is going to end up, looks like, barring some miracle, losing 2 in a row. Their
After
overall
start.
record will be 6 losses and 2 wins. 2 wins, 6 losses.
Going back to pass and throwing it out in the right side, keeping the ball in bounds. A completed pass to look like number 49.
Clay Hood with the reception.
And Colfax will
44.
go
That went to
the 20-yard
Hood.
line.
Sorry, Marty. Colfax will go to 7 total overall wins and 1 loss for the season. And for league,
just for league,
yep. And for league, they'll still only have
they'll be 3-1.
3-1 exactly.
So that game between Colfax and Bear River could be a monumental contest,
as it usually is.
And they're trying to draw somebody offside, and I guess they did. They had that hard count. So Placer in league play then will drop to 2 and. Let's see here. And where's the league?
Well, they're
Conference right there.
Yep.
They'll drop to 2 and 2. Colfax will be 3 and 1. Lincoln will be 3 and 1. Bear River will be 2 and 2. So
it's a jump ball.
Whitney is going to be probably 3 and 1 tonight.
Maybe we can find out the score of the Whitney game before the end of this broadcast. Try to put the whole thing together.
1:45 left. First down, 1st and 10. There's a handoff up the middle to Clay Hood. Picks up a couple. No, that was, I'm sorry, that correction on that. That was Zablotny. Now Hood comes into the game.
Shamu on the tackle at the 12.
And Schaefer comes in.
And now with a minute 16 left, we're starting to see people hitting the stands, hitting the stairs.
There's a handoff again over the right side to Zablotny.
Zablotny stopped by Koch and Shamu at the 10.
So down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 6. They're going to let the clock run out, and they'll call timeout with 44 seconds. Injury timeout.
Number 12 is hurting. It looks like it's Zablotny.
Yeah, it is.
They're holding him up, maybe a neck. It's hard to say.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what they're doing, but
if the guy's hurt, you don't want to be dragging him around like that. Then they're going to come look at him. Trying to hold him up here. That'd be a tough loss if he gets injured. They're going to sit him down on the bench.
Maybe he's got his bell rung.
Yeah, it looks like he has.
So there's timeout on the field right now with only 44 seconds left in the game. So they can attend to Zablotny. Looks like maybe they're looking at his wrist.
There's a full backfield handoff over the right side.
Divine, the ball carrier.
As they attend to Zablotny over on the sideline.
Brady on the tackle.
He's hurting.
Fans, visit Diamond Pacific for your lumber, decking, patio, pavers, retaining wall, and services that work for the professional.
Yeah, he's in pain and they've got ice over there on his wrist. Let's hope it's nothing too terribly serious. He's not only in pain, but he's also pretty distraught about what's going on.
We encourage you.
Well, he definitely helped his team win this ball game tonight.
Oh, he's the player. I mean,
yeah, there's the clock runs down. There's the gun. That ends the ball game as
Colfax 13, Placer nothing.
their final score 13-0 in favor of the Colfax Falcons as they come out. They scored on their first possession of the game, and then they scored on their second to the last possession of the game, and that's your ball game, 13-0. And so now, with Bear River winning tonight over Lincoln, it's anybody's ball game.
Who knows? It's a jump ball there in the PVL. We'll just have to see how the next couple of weeks play themselves out, Marty. It'll be real interesting to see what happens with Whitney tonight. And
I can't remember who Whitney was playing, so
as we see the teams shaking hands and exiting the field, we'll put another one in the books.
I think the fans are kind of stunned over here on the Placer side as they were here. This was the standing starting tonight, as you can see.
Okay, so now what do we know? We don't know what happened with Whitney, but we do know Colfax
Whitney was
now
playing El Dorado tonight.
Oh, is that what was happening?
I think so, yeah.
So Colfax will now go to 3-1. Placer will go to 2-2. Bear River will go to 2-2. Lincoln is 3-1. And so we've got what happened with Whitney. We've got to find out what happened with Whitney. The likelihood, if they played El Dorado, is that Whitney would beat El Dorado. We don't want to make any assumptions, but that's a good likelihood. So they would be 4-1.
And did I hear them say that Whitney plays Colfax next week? Oh, Lincoln plays
Colfax next week, yeah.
So this is topsy-turvy. It's going to come right down to the last game, and then after that it may go down to another coin flip to decide your fate into the playoff. There's the singing of the Placer alma mater here at Febvre Stadium in Auburn, California, where Touchdown Productions has been on hand here tonight. Marty Mortensen along with Paul Brown and the entire Touchdown Production sports crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf
we're here, and the final score was 13-0. A fine defensive ball game as the Colfax Falcons came out on top as the Streamline Express comes in behind us. There's the sound of the train. And we'd like to tell you, as the train comes through the station, this NorCal Game of the Week has been underwritten this evening by Hanson Brothers Construction and HBE Rentals. The Hanson family is proud to bring you another great NU, Placer, and Bear River football season.
And by Hastings Development, Inc., Kevin Hastings and Sean Solomon are proud to bring you sports television each week.
Nevada Joint Union High School District, always serving our community with higher education.
And California SIP Homes. Kevin and Paul Hastings are saving energy for tomorrow's miners.
Mike Bratton, State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Robin and Mike Bratton, bleed blue and gold.
And by A to Z Ace Hardware, Dan Wheat, Dan Jr., and April Reese are happy to bring you another great football season.
Pioneer Motors, Tom Rubino and Mark Bauer are happy to bring you high school football.
Chen Moon and Kirschenbaum OD. Jerry Chan and Lisa Moon welcome Dr. Stephanie Kirschenbaum to our community.
Hughes Body and Fender. Clay Shockey is proud of his son Matt, number 15, and all the other NU miners.
And Soft Answers. The Wivholm family is proud of their son John and all of the NU miners.
Centurion Mortgage, Dina Hoffman is a proud Hillman mom and loves to watch number 21, Seth Parrish.
Neighborhood Ace Hardware. Michael Ryan roots for his wrecking crew, John Shane, John Cook, and his son Nathan Johnston.
And another new underwriter to the football games, FoothillPreps.com, Nevada and Placer County's #1 youth sports website.
And Magnuson's Auburn Toyota. David Harrison is delighted to be the president of Placer Football's Booster Club.
Plaza Tire and Auto Service, Mike and Mark Hauser are happy to be a part of the Colfax community. And by Touchdown Productions, celebrating our 11th season of local sports television. Be sure to join us next time as we travel to Nevada Union High School as the Miners take on the Davis Blue Devils exclusively on our Foothill network of stations. ACTV Channel 20 and Auburn and Suddenlink Channel 23 and LOP Channel 7 and in Grass Valley and Nevada City on NCTV Channel 11. Davis Blue Devils take on Nevada Union. Well, Paul, another exciting game as the fans file out of the stadium tonight. Good defensive struggle, but Colfax came out on top. I think Joey Montoya has got to be very happy with his team tonight, although they did shoot themselves a couple times in the foot when they had some golden opportunities to score and some good field position. But it's a young team, and it's growing, and that's just one of those tough losses that you get every once in a while.
And the Colfax Falcons have to be happy with their position now, certainly in striking distance to grab a playoff spot here with 2 games left, like we've mentioned. So we'll keep our eye open on that.
And we'd like to tell you that this the executive producer and director for tonight's show was Gilbert M. Dominguez.
Groovy Gill. And titles and replay, Brandon Duckett. Great job, Brandon.
And the announcers for tonight's game, Paul Brown and Marty Mortensen.
That'd be us. And camera operators, there's Chris Glass, Maverick King, Sean Kravetsky.
Yeah, the office, that's a good job on that one. Office manager Lynn Dominguez. And technical engineer is Paula McCloskey. And the remote facilities provided tonight by the new Commander 2. Commander 2 maintenance provided by Plaza Tire and Auto Service. And we'd sure love to hear from you. Give us an email at gil@touchdownproductions.com. And for Paul Brown, Gil Dominguez, and the entire Touchdown Production sports team, We'd like to say thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on your NorCal Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.